All right, so let's take a look at how you can actually buy hardware. So this website here is free. It's free.learnlinuxforwork.com. So essentially, I made this available so that anybody can kind of go to it and actually use it for a central location to find documentation quickly, right? So if you see up top, and this course is either a paid course, this is the free and open source version. But if you click on Build the Home Lab, and actually go down, you see Red Hat Enterprise Linux is covered. So some people might ask, why am I focusing on Red Hat? The reason why is because Red Hat is the most common operating system that's used inside of an enterprise or work environment. So unless you're in some kind of mom and pop little location that has like less than 20 people, 10 people or something like that, you might not see Red Hat Enterprise Linux because you don't need support, right? That may not be the case. It could be the case, it could not be the case. You may see Rocky Linux, you may see another derivative, but when you're dealing with DevOps, sometimes you might see Ubuntu, you may see Rocky Linux. So I'm focusing on Rocky Linux because that's what's predominantly in an enterprise or large scale business or medium sized business environment. So anyway, so let's go down. And there's a couple options here. Option A is used laptops. That's the one I recommend. That's how I started. I started with a used laptop, right? So this is eBay in the US. So eBay, basically, you can go in, click on laptop, and the other option that you can have also is back market. That's another one that's very cheap. So let's just go ahead and click on some options that are very low priced, right? So I'm seeing ones for 400, but they're way cheap. There's some way cheaper than that, right? Let's click on this other link, NerdTech. So these are just some different options. You can actually search laptops under $200 on eBay, and it's just searching that site, but just go to the regular laptops under $200 and look for a used laptop. Right now, one of the things about the eBay website or Amazon or anybody else is try to stay away from anybody that has like a couple reviews. They haven't sold anything. So when you see something like 6,000 positive reviews, like you see here, let me go ahead and just annotate that, right? When you see something like this, you're good to go. You're going to be good to go, right? So let's just take a look real quick and see what I mean. All right. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Large number of reviews. So when you see a large number of reviews and 100% positive, you're not going to have a problem with buying something from this person. So if you see something for $60 and they got like 20 reviews and you buy it and you get like a Tinky toy, you've been warned, right? So don't do that. Don't do that. All right. So let me go ahead and clear this off. So another option, back market is one other option. Let's see. And I'll actually need to update this file with back market. So let's go to laptops. Let's type in, they have a filtering here. Stay away from Chromebooks, right? So you don't want to try to wipe a Chromebook. It can be a real headache for a new beginner or just anybody. It's just a nuisance to deal with. So just stay away from Chromebooks because it's just a nuisance to go through the process to wipe it and flash the RAM. That just stay away from the Chromebooks. You want a regular box. You can swap the RAM. You don't want something that's mounted to the board. Okay, so let's see here. Brand. Let's look at Dell. And as you can see here, you got a Dell Latitude, $182. Now, you can always go to like a Micro Center or like a computer store, or you can buy Kingston RAM online and change the memory out and add more memory. That's it. So as you can see, $182. Don't go out and buy a brand new laptop. And many times some people can't afford it, but it's not even necessary. It doesn't matter if you can afford it. Don't buy a brand new laptop when you're just learning because you want to take the thing apart. You want to swap out the hardware, swap out the hard drive, change out to a solid state drive. If it's a solid state, you want to take it out and put it back in. So there's a lot of testing that you may want to do. And if it's a cheap laptop, it's not going to be a problem if you break it. If you take the whole thing apart, it's going to be fine. So just don't buy brand new hardware. If you really want to do that, right? There's options here. This is option B, right? If you want to get a laptop, I actually purchased laptop with Linux. I've had a very good experience with it. And, you can go in and you basically select the option and then configure the hardware. And their support is actually really good. They respond to WhatsApp and stuff like that. They're based out of, I think, the Netherlands. But a lot of these companies, hardware comes from Taiwan. Let's see, where are they based out of? Yeah, so it says they're based out of Netherlands. But like I said, a lot of these, and actually it shipped pretty fast. It said like a week, and I got it like 3 days. So it was actually pretty cool, right? So go ahead and wipe that out. So that's laptop with Linux. System 76 is another option that you can buy. Natively installed framework is another option. It's a really pretty laptop. You can completely take the whole thing apart. You can replace different parts and stuff like that. So framework's pretty good. They got all kinds. They got Star Labs. They've got Nova Custom. So all of that is here, right? So you can go in if you want to buy something that's already done, already has the operating system installed, but you're not going to really learn if you don't just remove and reinstall the operating system, right? These are hardened keys and stuff like that. So these are other things, right? Installing a hypervisor, that gets into like locally installed Proxmox and stuff like that. So anyway, so hardware is what's going to allow you to actually learn, right? Framework is amazing, but like I said, it's very expensive it's an expensive investment for testing purposes. Start off with a used laptop, get your feet wet, take the thing apart, take the screws out, and get used to it, and become good at basically installing an operating system from scratch. So this is how you actually buy physical hardware. Like I said, this website, free.learnlinuxforwork.com. This is actually for, it's a free DevOps roadmap to actually follow it. And Linux training is here also. It redirects you back. This is the proto of what it looks like when you logged in. You're already logged in, so you'll see this already. But this lab service, so keep this in mind. As long as you are a paying enrolled student, you have access to the lab servers, whether it's Rocky Linux, Ubuntu Linux, Doc Linux, which is amazing, right? And you also will have access to the playgrounds. You'll have access to Docker, Podman, etc. And you just go ahead and launch it.